Tell me what in the
There she is.
Has she touched? Was she sitting in my seat, laying back, fogging glass, with her hand there on your knee? I need to know, boy, and I'll only ask you once. Tell me what.
Now, to this, we're recording, obviously, for folks. Somebody told me she cusses like a sailor, so you might have to cut a lot out of the interview. So, no, they didn't.
Okay.
No, they didn't. It is Froggy 105.3, Lee Richey keeping you company, and I am delighted to have this young lady with us today. She is a Deluge Records Nashville recording artist. Please welcome Kelli Bells. What in the truck's going on there, Bells?
What in the truck is happening, Lee?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to come up to the Northeast soon.
Yeah, you're going to be up in New York City this coming weekend at Mercury Lounge. We'll talk about that coming up as well. We're in the other end of the state, the part of the state where there's more cows than there are people. So
Yes,
a lot of country fans up here. You've been up to New York? I'm sure you have.
I have. I have been up to upstate New York as well.
Okay, yeah, we're up near in the Rochester, Buffalo area, Western New York.
Yeah, I actually one time got stranded in Buffalo, New York in a snowstorm for 5
Oh
days.
no.
Yeah, it was a fun time. I really explored the town. I had a great time there. I love Buffalo.
It's a cool area. It really is. We're talking to you because you've got a great new single out, What in the Truck. Congratulations on that and good luck with it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this is a fun song. I'm really glad that I put it up on social media and it really reacted well with my fans, and I'm so glad that I got to release it because it's one of my favorites that I've written in a while. So
We'll talk more about you and your background, but let's dive into the song, What in the Truck. Now, am I to understand that this goes from a personal experience of some sort?
Yes, so not a recent one actually.
Okay, that's good.
I was in a writing session with two of my best friends, and my friend Dan was like, I have this really crazy title for a song, like What in the Truck, and it would be like a cheating song. And then I thought back, I was like, wait a second. My first boyfriend in high school, there was one time I got in his car and there was a lip gloss on the floor of his car.
Uh-oh.
And at the time, I was young and naive. I was just like, oh, it's probably his mom's or his sister's. And I never brought it up.
Oh, bless your heart.
I know. So this song, I kind of wrote it as everything I should have said to him and could have said to him, but I chose not to. And we eventually broke up for a different reason. But that's kind of where this song came from.
Well, it's cool because the title is obviously a kind of a play on words with a double kind of meaning going on. I actually, the first time I saw it, I read it wrong and I said, what's in the truck? And that's when and then I'm like, no, wait a minute. That's not what she's saying here.
Yeah, I really like it. It's also really fun to say. I've been on tour the past week and, we are driving across the country, and sometimes a truck or on the interstate will cut us off and we're all like, what in the truck?
And this is the Trust Issues tour, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's all about trust, Kelli.
Yeah, I know. I really have a lot of issues with trust from some of my past relationships. And I actually have a song called Trust Issues that may or may not be coming out soon. But that's kind of where I got the name for this tour, was after that song. So,
well, before we go any further, let's take a look at What in the Truck. This is my guest, Bells, and Froggy 105.3.
I'd never wear that shade of lip gloss rolling on your floorboard. Why the hell is your radio tuned to 97.4? It's always been on the country station, and you quit sharing your location. I'ma need me an explanation. Tell me what's in the truck. Has she touched? Was she sitting in my seat, laying back, fogging glass, with her hand there on your knee? I need to know, boy, and I'll only ask you once. Tell me, what have you done? Something's up, yeah. What in the truck, 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 Don't you start saying that I'm jumping to conclusions. You just drove a drunk girl home. I ain't that stupid. Spare me the good guy story. Why she marking my territory? What in the truck has she touched? Was she sitting in my seat, laying back, fogging glass, with her hand there on your knee? I need to know, boy, and I'll only ask it once. Tell me, what have you done? Something's up, yeah. What in the truck, 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 truck? What in the truck? What in the truck is going on in this F-150? Quit effing with me, tell me, what in the truck has she touched? Was she sitting in my seat, laying back, fogging glass, with her hand there on your knee? I need to know, boy, and I'll only ask it once. Tell me, what have you done? Something's up, yeah. What in the truck, 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 truck? What in the truck? Yeah. Tell me, what in the truck has she touched? Quit effing with me, boy. What in the truck?
That is my guest, Bells, Kelli Bells. What in the Truck? That's a great song. Very catchy. And you sound great on it, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Before we go any further, let me just say, is it me or do people come up to you and say you look like a very well-known actress?
Almost every single day.
I'm talking about Zooey Deschanel.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's not a bad thing.
Thank you. I mean, I love Zoe. I take it as a compliment. I have actually been, approached on planes, asking if I am Zoe Deschanel.
Oh, sure,
or
yeah.
in Target, especially when I go and visit Los Angeles. A lot of people come up to me, and I always take it as a compliment. In fact, I was going TikTok live yesterday, and someone commented, "Oh my gosh, love you, a new girl," and I'm like, thanks. But
That's
yeah,
right.
I love Zoe. I've actually had bangs since I was 6 years old. So I didn't, mean to look like her on purpose, but I love that. And I really want to meet her someday and be able to post a picture.
Oh, you've
with
got
her.
to. You've got to. Yeah. People are probably saying to her, Zoe, you look just like Kelli Bells. Our guest is Bells. Now you're going by the professional name of Bells if people
Mhm.
want to, but if they search Kelli Bells or Bells, they're going to find it.
Yeah, it's all me. Yeah, you can call me whatever you want. Kelly Bells Bells. KB is a popular one.
I just won't call you Zoe. That's all. Now people that just heard What in the Truck and they're loving it and they want a copy of it or whatever they do these days, how can they get a hold of that?
So it is released on all streaming platforms and it's all under Bells Music. It's spelled BELLES Music. And I also just released a music video for that song, which I worked really hard on and I think it's really fun. So you can check that out on my YouTube.
I saw the video. It's fun to watch. It must have been a lot of fun to make as well.
Yeah, we had a blast. We had a really fun time. Got to drive some vintage trucks. That was cool.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, got to go sing in a mechanic shop. That was a first.
I think there's going to be a lot of firsts coming up for you. Tell us a little bit about your background. I know you're from Nebraska,
Yeah.
and you come from a musical family, but fill me in.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Nebraska, and my mom was actually in a pop harmony band, and they were signed to MCA in 1999, and they had a top 25 hit when I was 1 year old.
Wow, that's cool.
So, yeah, and my grandma was actually a jazz singer as well. So we have a lot of female musicians in my family in Nebraska, which is random, but it's really cool. And I look up to my mom and my aunts and my grandma so much, and they're a huge reason why I do music today.
So you kind of like I got the family business through osmosis or genes or something. Has it
Yeah.
always been like country? Is that what you've always been interested in?
So I grew up like backstage with them at like county fairs and going on their little, van trips and all that. So that was really where I caught the bug. But my mom, out of all the sisters, was like the country sister. And,
Okay.
she had a huge love for country music. So I was raised on country music in my house. And when I started singing, my voice just leaned so well towards that Emmylou Harris, Dolly Partonish kind of Appalachian sound, even though
Yeah.
I'm from Nebraska randomly. So I kind of always knew that country was going to be where the best fit. And also that was really where my heart was with the songwriting and country music.
We're talking to Kelli Bells, bellsmusic.com if you want to find it. You're all over socials.
Oh, yeah.
Do you,
Yep.
do you spend a lot of time, like probably an inappropriate amount of time posting things and doing things like that?
I do. It's part of the job.
That
I
sure is. Yeah.
I love it because at the end of the day, you're connecting with people. But that's why I really love going live on TikTok is because you're actually talking with people in real time,
Yeah.
because a lot of my time is spent just like typing, 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 and then hitting post. And then you never know where it goes in the universe. But my favorite part is like talking to people on TikTok live, playing shows and meeting people in real life. Like that is what really means the most to me.
There had to be a point where, you see your family doing this. And was it just always assumed that you would go into it? Or was there some point where you said, yeah, I want to do this as a living?
Yeah, it actually wasn't assumed. It was almost like in some ways discouraged in a
Really?
way because, my mom and her sisters, they were pretty successful and then they eventually got dropped from their record label and ended up back in Nebraska. And
Oh,
that
yeah.
was really heartbreaking, you
It's
know?
tough. Hmm.
So, I mean, I think my mom, when she raised me, I just immediately gravitated towards music and she was kind of like, oh no, because she knows how heartbreaking this business is. And she really, when I started thinking about seriously wanting to go into music, she really kind of grilled me on it. She was like,
Uh-huh.
this is going to be really hard. And like, you have to really want it. And if a part of you wants to do something else, like, you should probably go do that because this is really tough. And I was just from a young age, like always like this is my path. And I actually tried doing something else. I was a chemistry major in college.
Okay.
I was pre-med, and then after 2 years of that, I decided that I hated my life doing chemistry. And kind of on a whim, moved to Nashville. I didn't know anyone here, and that was about 6 years ago now. So it's been a
Yeah.
journey,
I,
but it's been
I
all
think the career path you've chose is going to be a lot more fun than chemistry.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. And I told her back then, I was like, if I hate it, I can just go back to college. That's not
Oh,
like that
sure.
crazy of a path. But I came here to Nashville and started writing songs on Music Grow and just immediately caught the bug of like, okay, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This feels a lot better than
Nashville
chemistry.
can be so intimidating too, because I mean everybody's a musician and
Yeah.
everybody's so good. There was a joke, how do you get the musician off your front porch? You pay for the pizza because everybody's doing that, but they're also trying to sell themselves at the same time. How did you get your current record deal?
It's a crazy thing. Like you really never know when you're gonna meet that like one champion person. And that ended up being a guy named Johnny Gates. He was an artist and a songwriter, and now he is an A&R and has a record label here in Nashville. And I met him 5 years ago at a bar. And we hit it off and we kept in touch. And then last year we wrote a song that kind of changed my career because the people that ran the label and his team like loved it. And then he started bringing me in and it just was a great fit. And
Fantastic.
I mean, I feel like when you're here in Nashville, everyone is so unbelievably talented. But what you really need to do is, carve out your own lane and your own path and your
Yeah,
own creative spot because there's no way you're going to be the best singer or the best guitar player in Nashville. That's just insane. But you can make your own artistry that people want to hear and want to invest in. And that's really
exactly. Yeah.
the past. But yeah,
We're talking to Bells, BELLES. The single is What in the Truck? And I'm excited to hear more of what you've got coming down the road. Is this going to be on a collection at some point?
maybe. I don't know yet. I know that there is a collection happening next year. And
Okay.
there's a lot of songs
And when
that,
I say collection, I mean EP or album
yeah,
or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's going to be an EP next year. Whether these couple singles this year are going to be on it or not is still up in the air. But I will say that there's a lot of new music that I'm super excited about that no one has really heard yet. So that's going to be coming out next year, which is going to be really fun. So
Very cool. Very cool. It's been a pleasure getting to chat with you and to meet you. And what has been like I know you've had a lot of kind of milestones. What's been the most exciting thing that's happened to you since you started this whole thing? I mean, other than this interview.
other than today, which is
Yes.
a big one, I think I got to open for Miranda Lambert in my home
Sweet.
state of Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the nicest human. She like got me and my mom a beer off of her bus. Like she was playing with my dog. Like she was amazing. And that show was so much fun. And I got to stand side of stage and watch her perform. And I think that was probably the biggest like, dang, I'm doing something here
And
moment.
I think all of our listeners want to know, what kind of beer does Miranda drink?
She got me a Miller Lite.
There you go. You heard it here first, folks.
And then the fun fact was I left it in my van, and then a few days later I was gonna keep it because like
Yeah.
this is off Miranda Lambert's bus. My dad cleaned out my van for me and thought
Oh
he was
no.
and threw it away.
Oh, oh well. The single again, What in the Truck? Bellsmusic.com. And good luck with everything. What does 2025 look like for you? More writing, more recording, more playing?
A lot of new music and hopefully a lot of touring and a lot of shows and just keeping at it. But I'm really excited for next year. I think it's going to be a great year.
Very cool. Thank you, Kelly, for taking time to talk with us. And good luck with the single. More music on the way. It's Froggy 105.3.
Tell me what's